Today is February 9th, 2018. My name is Hollywood J. Black, and this is the Ovatyme Sports Show. So, we're doing this again because last night I had a technical difficulty. I didn't know I was doing lip syncing for the entire Facebook audience that we had last night. There was no sound in my video. I went on a wonderful rant and nobody got to hear it. Do you know how sad that makes me? I am partially depressed about that. I don't know what to do. I'm distraught. I'm going to cry. I have like 4 or 5 tears. Maybe 6. Just have to get it out. But no, fuck that. I ain't tripping off of nothing. We're just going to do it again, goddammit. Shit happens. But I'm still hyped. I'm still hyped from yesterday as much as I was hyped before that. I'm still hyped today as I was yesterday. You know why? Because like I talked about yesterday, my man, Jimmy Garoppolo, got paid, brothers, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Garoppolo is our quarterback. Woo-hoo! I am so excited. And I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control. And guess what? I think I like it. Oh, man. So, for those of you in Ninerland, or even those of you not in Ninerland that has probably some crappy quarterbacks, let me tell you, the man, our man, Jimmy Garoppolo, 5 years, $137.5 million. He's got so much bread, but he earned every single dollar of that with just his 6-game performance, well, 5.5-game performance. The man earned himself the greatest, the highest paid contract in NFL history. This man now has made more money in this contract than Tom Brady has made in his first 14 years in the NFL. The contract is front-loaded, so it gives us cap relief at the back end in case we need to make some big plays for some big free agents. I'm excited about that. I am happy. We are finally at a place where we have finally locked down and solidified and believe in a quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo, shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much. Matter of fact, I got to put up the Instagram photo. Let me put this right here for y'all. Jimmy Garoppolo, this says his current mood. Look at that. Look at that man hyped. I'm hyped too. I hope my peoples in Ninerland are hyped as well. It goes down and down it goes. Like I said, thank you, Jimmy G. We really appreciate you. I hope that once you get this contract, get that first big payday, buy something nice for your moms, know what I mean? And then do your thug thizzle. Really appreciate it. It is always much appreciated. Now, there was some other news, I guess, yesterday. I mean, the Eagles did get their parade, their Super Bowl parade. Yay! Super Bowl Eagles. Yay! Oh, fuck that. Anyways, let's get to the real news. The NBA trade deadline hit yesterday. It was LIT. Nobody was disappointed. Everybody, I guess, got something that they wanted. Whether you were the Cavaliers and you got yourself cap space and some players that you can win now, whether you're the Golden State Warriors and you realize the Cavaliers are no longer your competition in the East. Or hell, you could be a couple of these teams that did these 3-man trades and just got rid of the people that they didn't want anymore, or got somebody that they actually did want. Who knows? But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's run it down real quick. Let's go check it out. Let's see. I ran it down last night. I can do it again. No big deal. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Hey, let's go. Hey, oh, okay. So we up. Let's do it. So when February 8th opened up, everybody had to make these deals. Everything was crazy. So the Miami Heat traded Okaro White to the Atlanta Hawks for Luke Babbitt. Luke Babbitt was my fantasy darling a couple years ago when the New Orleans Pelicans roster was trash with Anthony Davis injured. Luke Babbitt was that dude that he can get you some points, he can get you some rebounds, he can get you some assists. Nice little guy. Miami Heat get him. They got him basically for nothing because they weren't really using Okaro White. So the other interesting thing, the next trade that we have on deck, the Chicago Bulls traded point guard Jameer Nelson to the Detroit Pistons for Willie Reed, and they swapped second-round picks. And a real interesting that's done because Willie Reed was just traded in that whole Blake Griffin deal. And now he ended up on the Chicago Bulls. Willie Reed, not really done much. Hasn't really given the opportunity to do much. So let's see what he can do on the Chicago Bulls roster. The Memphis Grizzlies traded they traded James Ennis to the Detroit Pistons for Bryce Johnson. Nice little interesting trade with some role players. Got some guys when they need some depth. Hey, that's pretty cool with me. I'm down for that. But now here's where the things get fun. Got to take off the glasses for this one. This is where things get real interesting, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it goes down. So, in a triple threat trade, the Cleveland Cavaliers come to the spot. They said, hey, let me get Rodney Hood and George Hill. If anybody knows Rodney Hood, he was a starting shooting guard for the Utah Jazz. He came back from injury. He was kind of a little bit inconsistent, but he's not going to be tasked to carry the team like he was tasked to in Utah. I mean, when you're the star of the Utah Jazz, that tells you exactly what you need to know. But he was traded along with George Hill. So they got those two. The Utah Jazz get Derrick Rose and Jay Crowder. The Sacramento Kings get Joe Johnson and Iman Shumpert and the 2020 second round draft pick. You're asking yourself, well, how the heck did they get that draft pick? Well, that was originally from a part of the whole original trade way back in the day with the LeBron trade. That's how far back this second round pick goes. So we have that. But then it still gets crazier as the Cleveland Cavaliers trade Dwayne Wade, the guy that LeBron basically begged to have play on his team. They traded Dwayne Wade for a second round pick. Ain't that some shit? That's how LeBron does his buddy. Is that second round pick, man. That's how much you worth to me. That's how much our friendship is worth to me. And you knew that, look, because we seen the memes on Facebook. We seen the memes everywhere. So you already knew that, LeBron was giving Dwayne Wade that side eye. And next thing you know, 2 days later, the man gets traded. I wonder. Well, I guess that's the end of that whole deal. But wait a minute. But wait, it gets better. As the Cleveland Cavaliers trade Isaiah Thomas and Channing Frye and their first round pick, their protected first round pick, to the Los Angeles Lakers for Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance Jr. So Jordan Clarkson, mercurial point guard who was always up and down, and really more of a shooting guard. And then you get Larry Nance Jr., who's been starting some games. And it's interesting saying that Larry Nance Jr. is going back to the place where his daddy, Larry Nance Sr., built his name, back to Cleveland. Ain't that some shit? I got to tell you, I'm really excited about that. So Isaiah Thomas goes to LA. He gets to see what kind of contract he can earn himself next year. Free agency should be real interesting for that man. And for Channing Frye, always one of the greater role players. They could use another power forward off the bench. But this basically, to me, solidifies that Kyle Kuzma is the future. Also solidifies to me that Julius Randle is also the future because they didn't trade him. That's real interesting. The Chicago Bulls traded the rights to Milovan Rakovic to the Portland Trail Blazers for the man Noah Vonleh. Noah Vonleh was this dude that was in college, balled out, stretched big. He was that dude, and then all of a sudden, he fell off in Portland. Nobody cared about him, and then he just got stashed on the bench somewhere. Chicago Bulls are trying to get younger, and they're taking cash considerations and all that stuff. So you never know. He might get a shot. The Bulls are, they're young. There's what it is. That's what they do. What else here? We have. Oh, this was the one I actually was really, really interested in yesterday. This was the trade I was actually really interested in. The New York Knicks trade Doug McDermott in a triple threat trade. The New York Knicks get from Denver Emmanuel Mudiay. The Denver Nuggets get Devin Harris from Dallas, and then Dallas gets Doug McDermott. So there's three things I see in this whole thing. So I'm going to look at every team's aspect of this trade and how this all goes down. So the New York Knicks get Emmanuel Mudiay, who's been another mercurial point guard, who had a shot like 2-3 years ago. He was the man in Denver. And then now, nothing. He's been stashed on the bench, plays here and there because Will Barton is completely outplayed this man. And now he's back in New York City. Well, not back in New York City. He comes to New York City fresh slate because the Knicks don't know what to do without Kristaps Porzingis. Maybe Mudiay can carry him. Maybe Mudiay and Hardaway can form a little squad. Do they thug thizzle? Devin Harris goes back to the Denver Nuggets, which I find really interesting. Oh, and the Denver Nuggets also get the 2018 second round pick between the Clippers and the Knicks. And Dallas gets Doug McDermott and a future second round pick from Denver, the one that was from Portland. So the interesting part about this trade is that I alluded to this last night if people could have heard me, is that Doug McDermott is a shooter. That man they call him Dougie McBuckets for a reason, bro, people. He's a shooter. With Dirk Nowitzki going out, you might think that Doug McDermott might get to learn something. They're both around the same size. Well, no, Doug McDermott's about 6'8", 6'9". Dirk Nowitzki's 6'11". He might learn something from the man in his last season. Maybe he's going to be the heir apparent. Who knows? I would like to see that. I would like to see Dirk Nowitzki pass on some knowledge to the young man. But that's not all where we're at. But wait, there's more. As the Phoenix Suns trade a 2018 second-round pick. This was a steal to the Orlando Magic for the boy Elfrid Payton. So the Phoenix Suns get the Orlando Magic starting point guard. Do a first-round draft pick. Balls out. Still practically steals them from Phoenix for a second-round draft pick. Who the hell's running the Orlando Magic? Because the Phoenix Suns were desperate at point guard. They've injured like 5 or 6 of them boys. And that's all the Orlando Magic could have got for him? Really? Wow. I can't even right now. I don't even know what to say. I'll tell you what I can say. They got robbed. That's what I can say. Other news. We have Dante Cunningham being traded to the Brooklyn Nets from the Pelicans, and the Pelicans getting Rashard Vaughn, another role player for a role player. And then last but not least, another role player deal. Toronto Raptors trade Bruno Caboclo to the Sacramento Kings for Malachi Richardson. So I said, all in all, there was winners, there was losers. LeBron actually gets a little team, a little squad that he can try and make a push. They made some changes. Changes were made. They said changes were coming. I mean, now they got a little squad with Clarkson and LeBron, Larry Nance Jr. because they desperately needed a point guard. So, I mean, the only thing they're going to lose out of this deal, they don't have like the Kevin Love guy that shoots threes, but it is what it is. But that's what they have Rodney Hood and George Hill for. So, the Cavs got a little smaller, but they got a little deeper. Which, if you've seen any of these broadcasts, is the one thing that I keep telling Big Sin, that the Cavs aren't deep enough. They weren't deep enough up until this trade. They didn't have the depth. They had Dwayne Wade, and that's about it. They weren't deep enough to compete with Golden State. They weren't deep enough to go 8-on-8, which is, in playoff basketball, you need to go 8-on-8 in order to be able to compete. I just don't understand. I mean, I didn't understand how they were making as far as they did, but now, with this trade, it's legit. This works. Cleveland can actually retake that number one spot. They're still not going to beat Golden State. I don't want anybody to ever get that twisted. They're still not going to beat GS Dub. However, they can finally make up the ground that they've been losing in the playoffs. I mean, in this playoff run. They can easily go back from third to first if they put some effort into it. Rodney Hood, I think Rodney Hood and George Hill being deep on that bench. If they have Jordan Clarkson start, which I think that they should, either Clarkson or Hill start, I think they'll be straight. And that's just my opinion. So, let's run down the scores from last night. I know that's, if anybody doesn't know, if you haven't tuned into ESPN and you don't know what went down last night, cool. Then you're watching the show and we good. So, let's talk about it. The Trailblazers beat the Hornets 109-103. The Warriors beat the Mavericks 121-103. The Magic beat the Hawks 198 here in Orlando. The Raptors beat the Knicks 113-108. The Celtics beat the Wizards 110-104 in a thriller. And the Lakers stomping the Thunder, the Carmelo-less and Paul George, Carmelo-less and Russell Westbrook-less Thunder, 106-81. They were shorthanded. I don't know why I think they're resting them for the All-Star game that comes up in the next weekend. So we'll see how that goes. That's enough about that. Now we head into the NHL rundown. Let's talk about the scores from NHL last night. We had some really, really good things popping off. So here's all the games on deck. The Sabres beat the Islanders 4-3. The Calgary Flames beat the New Jersey Devils 3-2. The Flyers beat the Canadiens 5-3. The Senators beat the Predators 4-3. The Lightning beat the Canucks 5-2. The Blues beat the Avalanche 6-1. The Coyotes beat the Wild 4-3. The Stars beat the Blackhawks 4-2. And the Golden Knights, VGK every day, all day, beat the San Jose Sharks in San Jose 5-3. That's right. That means the Vegas Golden Knights are still the best team in hockey. Be mad and be jealous. It's all good. You can be jealous. We like that. So, it's about the part of the time where we end the show. However, got to let you guys know what's popping off. So first and foremost, make sure that when you see this video live on YouTube, you first off, like I said, first things first, I want to tell you thank you for choosing Synful Blaq and Entertainment. We appreciate all the love and respect that you give us. You show us on a daily basis. So what we need you to go ahead and do for the people out there. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow and like the Facebook page. Make sure you share the Facebook post. Please do that because we can't do this without y'all, which means that we need the will of the people in order to achieve what me and Big Sin are trying to achieve. I know I'm doing this solo. Big Sin is still out sick. Hopefully he returns for Off the Rails. But I told him that if he's not going to make it for Off the Rails, it's okay. Because we just going to get shit-faced and talk about shit all night long. And like I said, who knows? You never know who might show up on camera. Anyways, so with that said, again, subscribe to the YouTube page. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Share to your heart's content. We love it when you share. It's not just enough that you like it, but make sure you share with your friends. We want to spread the word like wildfire or like herpes, one of the two. Pick a struggle, right? So with that said, again, my name is Hollywood J. Black. We in Big Sin are Synful Blaq Entertainment. Until tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are out this bitch. Deuces.